am Vero, and you're listening to Modern Immigrant. Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of Modern Immigrant in a new season. Welcome back. I'm really excited to be back, and I'm excited to have this opportunity to share the episodes also on YouTube. So if you're listening, know that we also have episodes on YouTube, so you can check those out. And if you're watching, well, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. Today, Fernanda Sulantay is sharing her journey of immigration with us. She moved from El Salvador when she was already in her college years. Today, she's a mom, she's a Latina engineer, and she is a PhD Yale student. She shares all of the things that she has been able to learn, the challenges, and about her life back in El Salvador, what she misses the most. And she also talks about how is she using her social media to share the challenges of being a PhD student while being a mom and also a Latina. She encouraged others Latinas and engineers to follow their dreams. So check out this episode, don't forget to subscribe, and again, thank you for being here. Also, remember that we have new episodes every Monday, and you can check out our Instagram at Modern Immigrant and also our website, modernimmigrant.net. Remember that we have a special link for Audible trial books. So if you haven't gave Audible a try and if you want to check it out, you can use the Modern Immigrant special link so you can get a free audiobook. Yes, I said free, and they're amazing. So go ahead and check out audibletrial.com/modern immigrant and give them a try. Again, that's audibletrial.com/modern immigrant. Enjoy. Fernanda, welcome to Modern Immigrant.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh no, I'm so excited to have you and to finally meet you over, video call. I think this is how now we're doing interviews and meeting new people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so thank you for making the time. And Fernanda, I would love to start by hearing, when did your immigration story started? Where did you grow up, and where are you now?
Okay. So I was born in El Salvador, and my whole family is in El Salvador. And yeah, when I was born, they were all in El Salvador.
Yeah.
I grew up there, and then when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I don't even remember exactly. My dad, he moved to the United States, and then when I was 19 years old, I moved to the United States with him. So he went through a lot of things that I don't even know that much. But
Yeah.
he got married with someone in the
Mhm.
United States, and then he got his green card because he first came illegally, and then he did all his paperwork, and
Wow.
then they sponsor us to come, like my sisters and me.
Oh, wow. So you arrived to the US when you were what, 19 years old?
Yes, yes.
After all those years of not seeing your dad, I mean, how was the experience of arriving to the US? Where exactly did you arrive?
So I moved to Connecticut,
Okay.
and yeah, my
Wow.
experience, yeah, it was very okay. So at the beginning, when my parents told me the idea that I was gonna come here, I was actually excited. It was like, oh yeah, like something new. I'm going to another country. It's
Yes.
I was young, and I was sad that I was gonna leave some things back
Mm.
in El Salvador, but I was excited. But then when I moved here, and Connecticut was completely different than what I was used to, because El Salvador is it's like summer all year long, yeah. And then
Yeah.
Connecticut, I came in November, so it was
Oh,
the start,
like the
yeah.
worst part, the beginning of the worst.
Exactly. So it
Yeah.
was honestly, I felt like I was in the Mount Everest every time I was walking on the streets. It was so cold.
It's
Yeah.
very, very intense. And it almost feels like in Connecticut and in that side of the country, the winter feels longer. Like the times that I have been
Oh,
there, I go there for Thanksgiving and I feel like it's already super wintry. and it's only right November or so. So I feel you, because I also came from a very warm and kind of summer all year long kind of country. So
Yeah.
I understand you. Did you remember
Yeah.
any other like differences or like cultural shocks that you felt like, oh, now I miss all of these other things from El Salvador?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So some things it was the language to start. When I was in El Salvador, I really thought that I could speak English. I mean, in my
Yeah,
high school, I was in the quote unquote advanced classes, but then I came
yeah,
here and I was like, what are you saying? Like, I don't understand anything.
yeah.
I was always translating in my
Mm,
head. And I guess some people are better at languages than others because my sister, she was so good. Like,
mm,
she learned super fast and she will always translate for me. So, like, it took me longer to, like, understand. And even now,
yeah,
like, I have an accent and she has less of an accent than me. And,
wow,
like, it came at the same time. Yeah. So
that's
that was
interesting.
one thing.
Was
Yeah.
she younger though? Maybe because she was
No,
young.
no, she actually it's older
Okay,
than me.
okay,
Yeah, but okay, there's one thing that
okay.
yeah, she had a boyfriend when she was younger, and she used to practice English with him. Yeah,
Yes, that
so
helps.
yeah, that helped her. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have that. So, and then
Wow.
the other thing that was very like shocking for me, it was just like the way people is,
Mm.
because I mean, I've heard that in the South people are more friendly, but in
Mm.
here it's like not so much. And I was used to, like, going inside a place and everybody's like, "Good morning, good morning."
Yes, yes. We say I don't know if it's similar in El Salvador, but we say buenas. Like instead of saying the whole buenos dias, we're like buenas, 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 like
Yes,
everywhere we go. So that's
yeah.
yeah.
And even like saying hi, like
Mm,
I will always like say hi with a kiss or like hugging people. And in here, they were like literally guys where they thought other things that I meant,
mm.
other things. And I was like, this is
I'm
normal.
just
I'm just
saying
being
hi.
nice.
And
Yeah.
you were also, so when you arrived and you were 19, 20 years old, what did you started doing? Like how did you started meeting friends, people? Was it through school? Was it work? Like how was that kind of transition into the culture?
So first, I started taking English classes, like ESL classes, and I met some people there. But it was so funny because like they were from other countries and we couldn't speak the same language, so it was like we'll talk with our hands or like translating our phone, like yeah.
How to communicate, yeah.
Yeah. But those friends that I met, they're twins. These girls from Uzbekistan, they're still my friends.
Oh wow.
And now we all speak English.
I love that. I felt like in a way the fact that you two were struggling with the language make you three connect as well.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And then so like in that then after that I I didn't feel quite ready to start college, but I was like I can't, you know, wait anymore because
Mm,
I already spent like a year without studying, so like I have to go back to college, so I
mm,
just did it. And like that's when I met more people.
mm.
And then
Okay.
later on I got a job and yeah.
That kind of helped. Yeah. What was like what were you missing the most? Cuz like you left your mom behind and your family and your friends, and yeah, what do you remember being like the hardest part to, say goodbye to?
So yeah, definitely my
Mm,
family. But as I said, like at the first time I came, like I was sad, obviously, that I was leaving my family, but at the same time, I was excited
yeah.
of a new opportunity. But then when I
Yeah.
came back, 'cause I came back every year. I come back every year almost.
Really
Yeah. So like
nice.
when I came back the first time,
Mm,
it was so hard to leave because I already knew what I didn't
mm,
have in here. So like
yes.
it was my family, my friends,
Mm.
like the parties,
The
like
just the whole environment, right? Yeah. The party,
exactly.
that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music,
Yeah.
everything.
How can you like how have you been able to adapt? Because you said like yeah, definitely school helped and working and meeting other people. How do you think that transition happened? Because I know a lot of immigrants, and I include myself in this. We have sometimes a hard time meeting people from the country that we're at, right? Like we tend to connect with maybe other immigrants, or if we're Latinas, Latinos with Latinos. How was that experience for you? Like, were you able to find community that was also local from Connecticut, and what did you discover from that too?
So there are not a lot of Salvadorians around here,
Yeah.
nor a lot of people from Central America. So I'm still trying to find that community, but
But thank you.
but
I appreciate that honesty. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, besides that, like I did made a lot of friends, and surprisingly, I mean, I don't know if it's surprisingly, but they are all immigrants from other countries. They're not even Latinos, all of them, but
Interesting.
yeah, like I started making friends, and then I realized, okay, like all of my friends are immigrants.
I have
Yeah,
seen that in myself too. Like, okay, this is interesting. I wasn't trying to. It just
yeah,
happened. Yeah.
yeah, because like you start talking to them, and then you realize that many things are similar. Like, I mean, maybe not like similar, but it's like you are similar in the sense that you're in the United States and everything's different for you. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's something I have found during this interview process too, is that each story is so different, right? Even if I interview someone else from El Salvador, I know it's going to be 100% different. But in a way, when you listen to the stories, you find a ton of connection in that sense of like feeling that I didn't belong or feeling that I couldn't fit in, and the struggle.
Yeah.
So it is wonderful because then we can create that community in a way.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing that I haven't said, but like, yeah, like I did feel like I was struggling. There were, as I said, like, like learning a new language and like trying to meet people, especially because I'm very extrovert and I like having friends, and like everything.
Yeah.
So I was struggling because I was trying hard to make friends and to have people, I mean,
Yeah.
to meet people that had things in common with me.
Yeah, definitely. And in a way, I remember when we chatted the first time over the phone, you talk about the great like a positive thing that you have found through this story, through this journey, has been the opportunities. The fact that now you feel you're able to access tons of opportunities that in a way maybe you wouldn't have it been able if you would have stayed in El Salvador. So I would love for you to kind of share a little bit more on this idea on opportunities.
Yes, definitely. So, okay, we go back to like me in school, like high school and all of that. Like I always liked math, and I always did well in like math and science, and like I liked it, but I never really saw like any opportunity for me to like do something, I don't know, great. It was
Yeah.
just like there was literally like no opportunities, like nobody was talking about anything. And I went to university, and it was the same thing, like
And all of this is in El Salvador.
Salvador,
Okay.
yeah. And then so like I mean like I one time tried to like find scholarships, and it was just so hard to get them because there were not a lot, and you had to be like the best in the country, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I moved here, and that's one thing that when I didn't have friends yet or work, I started just studying. Like I went and got a calculus book from the library, and I just started studying for my classes because that's something that I always loved.
Yeah.
And then when I started college, I saw that there were a lot of opportunities for me, and I was like, I want them all. It was just like so fun, and that just made me more excited to like want more.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and
to be
definitely.
here too, like you started to see like maybe the benefits of ended up coming here with your dad was that okay, maybe some things are hard, I miss a lot of things, but in another hand I have access to all of this other stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, like when I first came, it was kind of sad, like I was really sad sometimes, and I mean, I will literally wake up and like, you know, when you wake up and you don't even open your eyes, I will think that I'm in El Salvador and then I'll open my eyes and I'm like, okay, I'm not there. And, you know, like it was sad.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, but then like when like all these good things started happening and like I started making more friends, I realized like sometimes you don't understand why God does these things,
Mm.
but then it's like, oh, okay, that's the reason, you
Mm.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like go through those moments, and then you will really find, and like a good, yeah, a good reason. And for you, it seems like it was really the connection with other people, and also with your passion, with your studies. And I think that's wonderful. And I think that kind of lead us to talk about what are you currently doing, and so the people that are listening, if they don't know you, they can know.
Yes. So right now I just graduated with my bachelor's in chemical engineering,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna start my PhD also in chemical engineering at Yale University,
Wow.
which is in Connecticut too. Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And also I use my social media, mostly my Instagram, but also I use TikTok and
Oh, cool.
YouTube, yeah, to like create content like about STEM, like science, technology, engineering, and math,
Yeah.
and also to like inspire others and give them tips if they're going through what I went through,
Hmm.
to like try to help them.
That is so amazing. That would be great. And then share some of the things that you have been able to kind of share with your audience in terms of tips. I would love to hear them.
Okay. So yeah, my Instagram is Fern Sulantay. Then my YouTube is Fernanda Sulantay as well, and TikTok, yeah, is the same one as Instagram, Fern
Nice.
Sulantay.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so what are some of those tips that you share? Because I guess I also wanted to explore with you some of the challenges that you have encountered as an immigrant in the STEM field. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, the STEM. Uh,
Same, yeah.
yes, so you can kind of give us an idea of that struggle, and how it has been for you as a Latina, as a woman in that field.
Yeah, so first of all, I feel that as an immigrant, the biggest thing was that English is my second language.
Yeah.
So, you know, like it was kind of hard to like understand some things
Mm.
at the beginning. So what I will do is that I will try to like read the books before the semester started, and I
Mm-hmm.
share about this in my Instagram too. And yeah, like I will try to prepare myself beforehand
Yeah.
because I knew that maybe I wouldn't understand in class.
Wow.
um,
So you're
yeah.
working extra hard, like working double. Yeah.
Well, now I feel more comfortable.
Right.
Now I feel, yeah, but this was at the beginning,
Mm.
yeah. And then you know, like after that, when I moved to, because I started at community college, and then when I moved to a 4-year college, I started realizing, as I was saying, about the opportunities. So
Mm.
I mean, my struggles, actually, like being an immigrant, being a Latina, I try to like use that as an advantage. So I try to use like scholarships for women in engineering, scholarships for Latinas. There's a lot of scholarships that are targeted for specific
Mm-hmm.
people, and
Yeah.
yeah, so like I try to use that as an advantage, and I always share scholarships on my social media,
Oh,
and I
wow.
like how to get them.
That's
Yeah.
great. People
So
listened. This is
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot what I was
No,
gonna say.
yeah. I mean, I think it's so great that you're using such an important, I don't know, like using, yeah, social media or any way that you can to kind of share this information with others that might be going through the same, right? Even if they're not immigrants, but I feel like there's so many challenges that we can find out there, especially when we are, right, like part of this target population, that I think it's wonderful that people like you are doing this, and helping each other as we go.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing that I always share as well. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I have a baby, and I had it when I was in my junior year of college.
Okay.
So it was like in the middle of it, and for me it was like very hard. And
Mm.
at that moment I decided like I cannot stop. Like I've been through so much that I cannot stop right here. So and I literally put on Instagram and on YouTube like student mom, and I couldn't find, like, I found
Mm,
one girl, I think, and I couldn't find too much,
mm.
about this. And there's a so like I tried to share how is it like to be a mom and a student, or also a mom in STEM.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yes.
Yes.
And some girls, they send me DMs and they're like, "Oh, I was thinking about it, but I'm concerned because of my career."
Mm,
So it's something that right now there's a lot of women that
yeah.
they think that they cannot be moms and also have a career in STEM.
That is so powerful. And it's so wonderful to see how you kind of push yourself to continue to do that because, I mean, it's so hard to go to school and be a mom. Like, I can understand how many of the ones that are maybe listening can feel like I couldn't, right? Like, I would rather pick one of both. So the fact that you were able to manage both, I think, shows so much courage and strength. Is really inspiring.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes, I think that a lot, I mean, besides, deciding that you can do it and like
Mm.
just try to do it, um, like the biggest thing was having a support system,
Mm-hmm.
people that will help you.
Yeah.
So like I always share that on my social media as well, and I'm like, you have to have a support system. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't have to be your family, because sometimes people are not close to your family or they don't have it here, but sometimes they're your friends or like
A
the
hundred
nanny,
percent.
whoever. Yeah.
What have been your support system like that? Because I know that you do have some family with you in Connecticut, but where, as an immigrant, I feel like sometimes, as you said, our support system is outside of the country or in another city. So in your case, who has been that person?
So I'm glad you bring that up, because so my before, when I came,
Mm-hmm.
I only had my dad here in Connecticut,
Yeah.
and then I moved with my older sister. But then my dad moved to Texas,
Oh
and
wow.
my younger sister came, so it was just the three of us. Yeah,
Amazing. Wow.
yeah, I don't even remember for how long, like
Why do you
4 years.
think why do you think that the three of you stay in Connecticut and didn't go with your dad to Texas?
Because it was definitely because we were in school.
Okay. Okay.
And,
Yeah, makes sense.
sometimes transferring is just so hard. Like sometimes you lose classes. So
Yeah.
we were like, no, we can barely make it right now here. Like I don't
Right.
want to move again. Yeah.
Mm.
So we never, like, that idea didn't even cross our mind. We were like,
Okay.
we're staying.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like it was the three of us, and my mom came, but like she came last year in November. So she just came.
Wow.
And for all that time, it was just the three of us. And my support system was my friends.
Mm.
And yeah, were my friends. Yeah.
Yes.
It was us, like, when I wanted to just chill and have a good time, it was just with them. And even like Christmas, it was like we will celebrate with them. And
Oh.
you know how like they had their own families, so some of them they were with their families celebrating. But
Yeah.
the funny thing is that I have a lot of Muslim friends and they don't celebrate Christmas,
Oh.
but we will invite them because they didn't have anything to do to eat in our
I
house.
love that.
Yeah.
That is just so beautiful. The way that you all became like a family, even though there were so many differences between all of you. That is just so pretty.
Yeah, because yeah, many of them they also came by themselves with their
Right.
without their parents. Yeah.
Oh, that is so pretty. And that's, I think, I have found that that's been the most wonderful part of my immigration journey as well, is the meeting people that also were immigrants that are completely different from me, and how are we now friends and we're family. I really call them family. So
Yes.
that's something that maybe, if I would have stayed in Venezuela, and I wonder if you feel the same, we have our family. That's it. Like, we don't need
Yeah.
to be seeking family outside of that group. So it's another opportunity.
Yes, definitely. That
Yeah.
was a positive thing.
Yeah, that is awesome. And I would love for you to share. I know I didn't have this in the outline, but you said you're a mom. What are some challenges that you're facing as a mom? Is it a daughter, a son?
It's a son. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
yes, he's almost 2 years old.
Ah, that's so
Yeah.
nice. Have you
So
gone
I
to
call
El
him my
Salvador
baby.
with him?
Yes. So
Nice.
yeah, I call him my baby, but I know he's a toddler now. And I actually went to El Salvador when I was pregnant.
Okay.
And then also I took him last year in October.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was for his first birthday. Yeah.
Oh, that is so
So
nice.
yeah, the challenges,
Mm.
first, like as I said, like, studying in like being a new mom, it was hard because when you're a new mom, literally you don't sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because they don't sleep, you don't sleep. So imagine, like, I was in engineering school. I already had a lot of hard classes with a lot of homework. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was already not sleeping. And then
Right.
having baby, yeah. It was I actually took the positive thing out of it, and I became like, my time management skills went up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I learned how to be effective and do things fast instead of studying for hours and hours. It's like, okay, how can I learn more in less time because I
Yeah.
don't have time? Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
also, as I said, it helped me like having a support system. So I had to like rely on the support system. I
Mm-hmm.
learned how to do that. And then when he was a little bit older, I started working again. So I was like working, going to school.
School and being a mom. How can you
Yeah.
do all of it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now it's done. Like, I'm done with school, and now I'm gonna start my PhD. So I'm
Nice.
hopefully, so for like a year it was very hard, but now hopefully it's gonna be. I mean, PhD is hard, but I'm not gonna
Mm.
be doing like so many things at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that is wonderful. And do you speak Spanish to him or you mix it up with English?
Yeah, we try to, like, honestly, like, I prefer Spanish over
Mm.
English. So even like naturally, not even trying, I always just speak Spanish. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, he does learn English because the songs that are in the TV, or the songs that I've learned because I didn't know anything about babies are in
Right.
English. And yeah, the books, most of them are in English, so he knows both, but I definitely try to speak Spanish. um
Nice.
and like when he gets older, because I've seen these in other people, like sometimes the kids immigrate and they're younger, or they were born here, so sometimes they don't practice Spanish as much because
Yeah.
like their parents know English, and even though it's hard for them, they still talk to them in English.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be like, no, we don't speak English, I don't understand what you're
I
saying.
like that. Yeah. Because it's going to
Yeah.
be so important for him to have the Spanish language with him. Like I see so many first generation immigrants that don't speak their parents' language and then they struggle with it and then they wish they could. When once they're older, they're like, I wish my mom or my dad. So I think you're going to give him a great gift by doing that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
will definitely do it, don't worry.
Awesome. Yeah. And just to kind of end, I feel really curious about your PhD. What are you going to be doing? That's really exciting.
So right now I have like, I know that in a lot of PhDs, when they choose you, it's kind of like you already know who you're gonna be working with,
Hmm.
and you kind of know what you're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
So, but in my school at Yale, they let you work with two people during the first year, and then you can decide.
Okay.
So, but it's mostly gonna be theoretical and computational, and I care a lot about the environment,
Mm,
so I want my project to do something with like helping the environment.
that's
So yeah,
amazing.
I don't know exactly which project, but follow me and I'll tell you
Yeah,
soon.
no, I'm gonna be checking out your accounts and the YouTube channel because I think it's super interesting what you're doing, and I love that you were able to share your story with us. Before saying goodbye, I want you to share, like, I always like to hear this from the immigrants I have interviewed, which is, it's always good to look at the positive, and I think that has been your perspective throughout your journey. So if you can share, what has been the most challenging about being an immigrant, but also the best part. And I think we have talked about it, but I would love to end with those two things: the hardest and the best.
So I think, um yeah, the hardest thing is just like being different, feeling different. It's,
Mm.
like, and like even your first language is different, like, just that feeling and like getting used to that. it was hard for me because I grew up in a country where everyone was kind of the same. Like we
Mm.
don't have a lot of immigrants in El Salvador.
Yeah.
But then, the positive thing is that then you start loving your culture more and you start embracing it. And then, I mean, I always loved to be Latina, but now I love it so much more.
I feel you. Yeah, that is so beautiful. It's like it helps us even get more attached to our roots and to who we were before we emigrated. So that's so pretty. Oh, Fernanda, thank you. This was such a nice interview, a great time. I'm really glad that I was able to connect with you.
Me too. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah.